Efficient pioneering, complete phase 4. Which I noticed was highlighted in gold, which usually means a rare achievement, so maybe not many people have got this far? That seems unlikely.
Phase 4 of Project Assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish Project Assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
Right. Now I noticed it said ballistic warp drive or something, and I mean those look like engines to me. And that looks like a ship. I have long suspected that we are making a space dock and that this is essentially a colony ship. I am fairly sure that's what's going on here. So let's go back to our milestone selection, because we're going to need to unlock some more things. We now need 1,000 nuclear pasta. So I think I do want to ramp up my power so that I can then start to make those faster. Otherwise it's, what, 4 hours or something for each 100? So that just necessitates a huge amount of time to complete that step. Maybe that's fine though. I mean, at this point, once I've unlocked everything, every milestone, and all I have left is phase 5, I start to lose interest. So maybe that's fine. Fixite ingot. Okay. Produced by reconstructing other metals on a molecular level using strange alien matter. Alright. Synthesized by fixers to be a perfect construction material and used in most high-end processes. And then we've got diamonds. Synthetic diamonds. Used by exposing coal to presumably a particle accelerator. Time crystals. Yup, so presumably that then gets used by something else. We've got converter here. Power usage is very high and unstable. Yay! We finally get scannable resource SAM if you haven't come across it yet by this stage of the game. If you haven't, you've been doing something very wrong, I feel. And the biochemical sculptor, years ahead of the competition, top-of-line 3D printer used for the production of synthetic biological resources. Alright, and then I'm guessing that this then, yep, sure enough, needs time crystals and fixite. And that's where we get the superposition oscillator, which is one of the things that I found a wreck that needed one of those, which is crazy. Quantum encoder. Alright. All of these say power usage is extremely high and unstable. We almost need to have them working in phase, so that way nothing is ever at full peak consumption at the same time. Or we just need a ton more batteries. Expansion server, power usage 0 to 2000. I mean, so long as you cover all the peaks, then it's fine, really. And then we've got blueprint designer. We can get the Mark III, so presumably that's like a 50 by 50 by 50 or something. 48 by, okay, close enough. Spatial energy regulation, that's where we get portals, so a main portal. Each portal can only have a single link, can only be made between main and satellite, so it's very restrictive. Singularity cell, and then ballistic warp drive, which presumably also requires them. Large amount of force required for the warp drives to activate. Sticking them to rockets was the next logical step. Oh dear, this is using so many parts now, as I see that this requires 100 of the superposition oscillators. And then peak efficiency, fixonium. What? Power usage 500 to 1500. And make fuel rods. The power source that put Fixit on the map. Literally, the crater is still there. Okay, and up to 1200 resources per minute. That's crazy. Alright, well, we have to start from the start, so let's do that. And then we've got to work on making some more radio control units. So that'll be what our Somasloop manufactory starts doing. And we need 500 cooling systems. Well, we have a lot of those at least, so that's a good start. I never set hard drive going again. Oops. Right, let's do that. Okay, so yeah, you need to now be set back to doing radio control units. I have a thing set up for crystal oscillators, don't I? Yeah. It's limited by quartz crystals. I need to go and collect those manually, but we should have been beavering away and making a bunch of stuff in the meantime, I think. So we should have a ton of those, and then this can be the one that we duplicate, just for the sake of expediency. And that means we're going to need aluminium casings and computers. Alright. And we can underclock you again. Ah, no, it's fine. We know we can support it. So 250 would be 62.5 of these. So if we just grab like 100, make 400 of the damn things, then that's even better. So you were over here, right? Yeah, that's you. Crystal oscillators should be in here. We've got 166 of them. Good. So we're just ticking away. We actually have enough quartz crystal still. Oh, nice. That's handy. We haven't bothered soma slooping it or anything like that. Fused modular frames. I saw them in here. How many do I have in here? I have more than the 100 that I need. Perfect. Oh, and cooling systems we have more of as well. Oh, sweet. Okay, so we can actually fill out 2/3 of our milestone immediately. Everything else will have to take its time. Oh, we need computers and aluminium casings. Did I put aluminium casings in here? Surely I did. Yes, good. Enough to get you started. And computers should be in here as well. Yep, good. Those. Right, so was it aluminium casings was what we need fastest, so they go in there. Computers go in here. And that'll fire you up. Maybe we increase this to a Mark III. That's fine. Cool, that gets him underway. More aluminium casings we have in here. Let's just empty this and put them in here. More computers we also want, just to keep it going, because I have no idea how many I'm actually going to make. Let's put those away. And then for all of the nuclear pasta that we need, we are going to need to put... I did the other 100 of those as well. We're going to need to put more cubes into this as well. Oh, you also need radio control units, of course. And we were duplicating you as well, which if we do that again... Oh, and you were overclocked as well, I think, which is why these are in brackets. But I don't think I want to do that again. Maybe I do. Alright. So what's our maximum power now? Oh, your maximum consumption is so much less because I dialed this down again. I probably don't want it to be... No, so this would be 5,000 at least if it was at full. Right. That's probably fine. I mean, it's slightly faster than it used to be, but it is only making 0.5 per minute. So that's 2,000 minutes that it will take to make everything that we need. That's a lot of minutes. I don't know how much that is in hours. That's a lot. So we do want to be able to ramp this up. Are we not making enough? Yeah, 50 per minute copper powder. We're only making 40 per minute based on the amount of copper that's going in. Right, so that's the next problem. We can overclock this further, I think, to get more and more ore coming out. Yeah, we're only partially overclocked on that. So we can ramp that up and add on a couple more smelters if we need to. Put one more smelter on. Put a merger down the bottom here. So that can work. We can have this feeding in another one across here. I mean, the splitter can actually come through here as well. It's ugly, but it, you know, it works. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's just so long. That's the problem. It's just going to take so long. And that's going to run short because we're not able to keep up with its current demand, and that's at a slightly increased rate. So no, we do need to do something about this. Let's put in another... at least one smelter, maybe even two. Oh, we need more wire, that's right. I forgot about that. Where's our wire container? There we go. We haven't even been backing up on that. That's concerning. Well, that's another problem, I guess, as well. Because these are all double overclocked. There are other ways of making wire, though. Like, we've poo-pooed a lot of the alternatives, but... Oh yeah, we keep refusing the alternatives. Okay, maybe we don't refuse alternative wire recipes anymore. Yeah, because you're now idle because we're waiting for this to come in. Ah, yeah, we can't be doing that. We can only actually feed you at a rate of 0.2. That's the problem. So how many of these each? 60 per minute to make 60 per minute. You're presumably a Mark III, which is only 270 maximum anyway. You're doing 360 per minute because it's 120 off there. But if we double you up entirely, then it's 480 per minute. But then we're going to need this to be even more. So maybe let's go deconstructing this. And we put that up like that. And put a splitter on top. Coming in that way. Mark IV going in here. Zoom. And then we can split that off this direction. And now have another smelter, another pair of smelters in fact, over here. That. And then we can have... Let's put these up higher. Splitter, that way, then belt, there. Fully overclocked, they only use 60 anyway, so that's fine. Got some on us, so let's just put some in, why not? Because it's something that you can actually do with it. We can also Somus loop any of these parts as well, come to think of it. Maybe I should just do that. And let's just do Mark III from here, just to be sure. Alright. So you guys can now start producing copper, which can then all feed into the back of you. So that means we want to have here, we need to have a merger. You grind to a halt so quickly when you don't have a container or anything in line. We don't trust that line. We've been burnt before. Mark IV. God, the conveyor's too steep. Seriously? I disagree, game. I disagree. Three from there. And then we'll have another merger in line here anyway. Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 2. Maybe we want another one, I'm not sure, but that'll do for now. Right, and then we want to have a PowerPoint pole in line here. Just bring it this way a little bit here, and then go next, connect. Cool. You churning away. Drop those back in there. You can now crank up, produce 50 per minute. You can actually use slightly overclocked to produce 60 per minute. There we go, 360. That is what we are using now. That's a lot of copper. And yeah, 50 per minute is what we need. That's fine. So we can always just do that temporarily, right? Because it doesn't even increase the amount of power too much. I should have just done this earlier. Like, why not, right? It barely matters. What did I do with the other two, come to think of it? I had them somewhere. I can't remember what for. So, how many fused modular frames do we need, and how many radio control units do we need? So we need them for this, and also turbo motors. We don't need turbo motors immediately. First, how many fused modular frames do we need? It's 1 to 2. And we need 500 of these to make 1,000 nuclear pasta. So if it's 1 to 2, we need 500, then we need 250 fused modular frames. Okay. You have stopped working, you need more modular frames and encased industrial beams. And because we know that the nuclear pasta is just going to take so long to make, we can get that kind of stabilized and know that it'll just tick away and it'll just do its thing, then that's kind of just a load off our minds that we just know that it's under control. I know that all of the other components are likely to be just as problematic, but... So you're beavering away nicely, you've got a bunch in there. Almost 125, you're about halfway there to our matter conversion, so that's nice. But we also want to siphon some for this. Well, you're not actually being used yet, so until you are, maybe we just go old school and we double this again. What we can actually do is we can persist the Soma Sloop effect if we underclock this drastically for now. But if we drop this down to like 5%, then the next time, it'll take forever. We can yank the Soma Sloop. Doesn't actually matter, really. But, you know, it's funny. It's a fun little way to abuse things, so do that, and then it takes forever, but the Soma Sloop effect is still active. We put this in here, and now quickly select black powder instead, and feed in these, and overclock it to produce lots. In fact, it's going to rip through these in 1 minute flat. So that's kind of funny, and it's all going to go into there. And this is going to take longer than a minute to do that one. It means that now, you know, we're committed to this for the length of time that that takes, which is annoying, but, you know, it's still funny. And that's the main thing. I just need to fire up again, don't I? Yeah, you just don't have power at the moment. Let's just connect you up again and just use the exact amount of steel that I have and create this backlog again, because that's fine. I don't mind that. Alright, so then as soon as you are finished... Oh, this is only a Mark 1 conveyor belt, so it can't come out fast enough. Let's just do that. We don't want things backing up. Not that it matters, because as soon as this happens here, there we go, and now we immediately swap it to make nobelisks, and then we do that, then we yank out the rest of those and put those in there, and we make double nobelisks. This will take a little bit longer. Making 40 per minute, it's going to take 3 minutes to run through this, which means the Soma Sloop effect is probably going to wear off this anyway. Oh, maybe not. Oh, 320 seconds is a long time, isn't it? That's like 5 minutes. Alright, so we've actually got a lot of time. I might be able to swap it back around. I can even fully overclock this. Just to really rip along. 50 per minute, so it'll take less than 2 minutes to get through these. Nice. Ma'am, did we have a hard drive investigating, and is it finished? Yes, good. Leached deuterium or pure copper? I mean, more copper is nice, it must be said. But we don't need either of those right now. Diluted packaged fuel. Huh. So you... wait. You take heavy oil residue, mix it with packaged water, and it turns into packaged fuel? So it turns it into fuel? What? That's crazy. And just polymer resin. I don't want polymer resin, because that's useless. That feels broken to me. We're just turning... yeah. We're turning the heavy oil residue into fuel with water. What kind of alchemy is that? Okay, well that's kind of crazy, but I kind of like it. we might make use of that, to be honest. And done. Take those out. Take out all of those. Have the 4 Soma Sloops. And you're still going. Perfect. Ah, that's so funny. Alright, and then we put that back up to, no, not 0.8. This was 80%. Here we go, 3 per minute. I also want to make another object scanner, come to think of it. What's the key to bring up? I thought I could bring up a wheel, much like I do to scan, but whatever. Mersphere Somas Loop. Let's put it on Somas Loop. I don't know the range that it actually takes effect from. Probably too close to be of use, but we have it there. How many of these do we have now? 100 and some odd. You've run out of aluminium casing. Let's go fetch some more aluminium. And while we're on our way there, we also need to check this. Yeah, you've run out of heavy modular frames again. Do I have any on me? I think I put some in. Yeah. Okay, let's just take those out. Put those there. Oh, that's right, I have these here, so I don't actually have to go any further. That's good. Yeah, let's just take that whole bunch. Because why not? And we do have 50 more of those in there, that's nice. And let's head back. Now let's put one in and the rest in there. Good. That'll keep you happy for a while. Okay. Yeah, you are not making enough. But hey, at least you're Somas Loop now. What's our next hard drive discovery then? It really wants me to do more things with copper, doesn't it? Rescan. Okay. Turbo heavy fuel. We already have a turbo fuel, don't we? Which is normal fuel and compacted coal. Now we have heavy oil residue in compacted coal. Interesting. I mean, that's more useful than this, fairly sure. Molded beam. Currently it's 4 to 1, and it will be 24 to 9. That's a weird ratio. So it's like 2.5 to 1, basically. Oh, we'll take the turbo heavy fuel. I don't think I'm going to use it, but it's interesting. Let's move on to the next one. Our matter conversion should be able to be sent off now, because we should have enough of these. Ah, so close. We're 14 short.
A few minutes later.
Alright, well, while I've been messing about, you're now finished. So let's unlock our next milestone for matter conversion. And see what that needs.
Milestone reached. The converter uses strange alien matter, abbreviated to SAM, to break down and transform materials at their most fundamental levels. I am sure even you can appreciate the power to manipulate atomic bonds. Most importantly, you are now able to locally create fixite, a highly adaptable synthetic metal, ideal for any kind of construction. It is everything we need to save the day, and perhaps its admirable qualities can inspire you.
Yep, well, time to investigate that, I guess. Converter. You need 50 control units and 100 SAM stuff. Harnesses reanimated SAM to enable precise matter and energy transmutation. Sounds funky. Alright, well, we have a bunch of these at the moment, so that's good. We only needed 100, didn't we? I guess you should go over here then, probably. Because I think we now bring a conveyor belt in from where we have our container stack. And I think we just want to stick you down here. Missing materials. What am I missing? Oh, the 50... yeah, control units, of course. And the pod won't return for another 13.5 minutes, it turns out. So that's... we're not in a hurry for that. Right, we need 50 of these. Yeah, so we're still waiting on those. So you were the one that I was putting reanimated SAM into anyway. So maybe the point is that we should split that? Still have it coming in and then just split into there and the other one, and you just make fluctuators endlessly based on what we feed in? Is that smart? Dunno. I don't know whether I'm going to need lots of fluctuators. I need 100 for this, or I'll just need lots of the reanimated SAM instead. Oh, let's stick that down. Okay, so fixite iron, fixite deuterium, or fixite aluminium. Okay, well, iron is obviously the one we're going to want. Wow, okay, so we just have weird conversions going on. Okay, we can make uranium out of bauxite. That's probably not smart. Wait, sulfur? Sulfur out of coal, that's interesting. Sulfur out of iron or coal. So, well, we do have this iron over here. But then we want it coming in the back instead. So we want fixite, that's for sure. But we are already tapped on all of the iron at this point. But there is some over here. So maybe we actually put our exchanger over here. And then just have fixite coming in. How many will you use per minute? 40 and 240 to make 10 per minute. Wow, okay. I can't even remember how many reanimated sand per minute I'm making. It says 30 per minute is the normal production rate, so if that's all, that's a problem, isn't it? I guess the idea is that at least we'll make it. It might not be fast, but at least it'll be something. What does that use otherwise? 45 and 60? So still 45, or 60 and 120 to make 30 per minute. 15 per minute. 10 per minute, yeah. So it uses the least amount of reanimated SAM. But the most amount of ingots, because that's 2, 4, that's 420. Oh, that's the same as 116. Yeah, 16. 1 to 2. 1.5 to 2. So yeah, different conversion rates. And then it's just a case of, well, we could halve that, so it was 30 per minute, and it would still be 15 per minute that produces. But if we reduced that to be 30 per minute, then it would be 7.5 per minute, which isn't great. But we can overclock our production of that if we haven't already. But then it's a case of the iron. 240 per minute iron ingots. That's like all of our iron production right now. So yeah, this can't live here and be fed productively. I want to start making some of this fixite because I'm gonna guess I will start to need lots of it over time. So up here was some iron over this direction, which I could also be using for more steel from that, but that feels not particularly useful. Right, let's branch you off over here. You're only normal, I'm fairly sure. Break cat first. There we go, yep, normal. So we're gonna need at least like 2 120s, right? So each 120 is a Mark II. Yeah, default rate is 120 for Mark II. And it allows us to then look at overclocking it if we need to. So let's put an equipment workshop down here and make 4 portable miners. Ah. Made one too many. Never mind. So, and then we're going to need to smelt it as well. That's the other problem. So miner Mark II. Have them facing approximately the same direction. That creature is going to be so annoying, I can tell right now. Have a merger. Actually, do we have a merger? We probably want splitters, to be honest, because smelters, fairly sure, could only do like 30 at a time unless I overclock them. Which means that we're going to have 2 overclocked smelters per miner, I think. Yep, that creature is indeed going to be annoying. Oh, yep, move, good. Thank you. Right, so then we want a splitter. We almost lined it up, but not quite. Let's do it like that. There. Mark 1 to go there and to go there. You are 120. You for iron are, yep, 30 to 30. Now you're going to be 60. 60 and 60. And then, of course, you've now moved over to the next most inconvenient spot. Thanks for that. And let's just do that there. Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 2. Iron, double, double, boom. Iron, double, double, boom. And then you come across here, and then, you know what? We want to put one of these in line here. We'll actually have you fed off that one, and each of these fed off there. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 off there. Cool. And now we want a merger. 2 mergers, in fact. We want 1 merger there. Another merger there. And then another merger here. We've got plenty of space to work with, so I'm using it. And then we have 60, 60, 60, 60, 120, 120. And now we can put our converter down over like so. And then we need the SAM coming in from over there. So we'll put this facing with that one connected there. And then we have a Mark III connected there. And we'll select that so that the iron can bank up. I forgot to put these away. That's why I sectioned these all out nicely. And now it can start to back up because we're not actually using anything. And you're not powered, so you come over here to be powered by that, so you can at least start filling up. And then we can have an, let's do an industrial container straight away. And you're not going to be producing much, 10 per minute, yeah. Don't do that. Now we need to have a nice big train coming across here from over there. At least we can see where we're coming from. So let's just bring this around here first of all. Ah, we need to stretch some power lines as well so we can fly. We should actually do that as a matter of course. So let's just bring that across here. And then spread that over here as well. And then... oh, we can actually connect that all the way. That's funny. But we'll do like that. And then... put in a post that I didn't mean to. Where did you go? Where are you? You're like in the rock? How did I manage that? It's clever, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. And you're actually coming out this direction anyway. So let's put a lift Mark 1 over here. And then have conveyor belt come across this way. And above the tree line if I can. Like that. And then we can't quite connect it up. But we can go as far as this. And have it go along that. A little bit wonky. But that's fine. And you will come out at a rate of 60. Which we could always upgrade if we felt like it. Because I'm fairly sure these are only... oh, these are all Mark IIs. Okay. Now I should have enough power to be able to go all the way down here. Yeah, these are all Mark IIs. What rate am I actually producing things at? 30 per minute. Ah, okay, because it's 120 and then 30. Ah, okay. You're full, though. You're a minor Mark 1, producing 120. Right. Let's I have an extra portable miner on me anyway, so let's replace you with a Mark II. Do that. And then have a Mark III conveyor belt coming out of there and going into there. And now, ramp you up. 240. And ramp you up to 60 per minute instead. So it's the same rate as what it's coming out at. And it helps if I power you as well. So you're actually going to be reducing that. Good. Fire you up. Good. And then we'll double check the lifts on this side as well. Are all 120s. I still love this. This is still one of my favorite things of how to get materials going up here is just, you know what? Let's just build containers. And then you're coming out at a rate of 60. You're almost there. I should have grabbed a stack just to get you started. Never mind. Coming out at a rate of 60, you're going to use 40 and make 10 per minute. This is probably what I would also want a Soma sloop, quite frankly. Okay, so it fluctuates constantly. It's not like the other one. It starts at 200 and then it fluctuates constantly. So it goes up to 400, it goes down to 100, back up to 200 per cycle. Okay. Whatever. This seems unnecessary, but it's whatever. And you make this. Okay. And then the next step is, I guess, what does that get used by? Because there's these Tri-gons. So you're only used to make Tri-gons. And you're used to make the biochemical sculptors in a blender using assembly director systems. Great. And water. Huh. Okay, that's an interesting one. Well, we can set up a constructor here just to make the Tri-gons. And again, Soma sloops would be nice. You know what? Yeah, there aren't any. Are there any around here? There's apparently. That's the space elevator. There's 4 somewhere. But where? And I don't know what range the object scanner has either. I haven't been up to the top of this yet, and I feel I should. Let's bring this over here and start working our way up by going up to this pillar first. And can you go all the way to the top? Probably. No, wire is too long. Let's just put a foundation sticking out the side. No, just one. Oh, it wants to just do a wall thing instead of a pole. That's kind of fine, to be honest, but we'll do a pole anyway. Is there anything up here, or is it... There's a purple power slug and that's it. I was hoping for a Soma sloop, I'll be honest. Oh, well, we can say we've been up here now. I don't know. In the meantime, yeah, we might not be doubling anything, but let's just get the Tri-gons being created first of all. I think that's most important. So let's get a constructor down. And let's fix it Tri-gon 10 to 30. Okay, so it's not even going to back up or anything. But just in case it does, we want it to produce as many as possible. So, just in case we forget about it for so long that it would back up, then we want it to be able to just shunt them out. Cool. That seems to be the only use for that, so that's fine.